This week, Sailing the Atlas is packed with action. We go check out the Brevard County Zoo. We catch the edge of one hurricane. We end up having to run from and ride out another hurricane. Plus, we get some schoolwork done, some work done, a daddy makeover.
And a mommy makeover, too.
Yeah, and a haircut even.
Yes. And we even squeeze in a dinner out and a beach day.
2 dinners out even.
Oh, 2, yes.
Yeah.
Which is unheard of for us.
All right, well, with that dramatic intro out of the way, let's get to the fun first this week. With our friends from Fresh to Salty, we are going to go check out the Brevard Zoo.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. It has several zones, including Africa, Florida, rainforest, and more. There were so many awesome animals there. We saw cheetah.
So remember how mommy pet a cheetah was?
Hi. Oh, you're a pretty girl. Hello. Very thin.
Lions. There was some unknown bird eating out of Arya's hand at one point. There were deer,
Very sweet.
meerkats, giraffe,
So much.
zebra.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yes.
There were so many awesome animals. Let's talk about some favorites. Arya, where's Arya? Arya, what was your favorite?
I think the otters. Otters! Otters! Otters!
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh! Oh, they look like they're working hard. Yeah. Oh my god.
Kim, what about you?
Oh, the sloth.
The sloth?
So
Yeah.
freaking
I don't know if we got a good shot of sloths, but we'll try.
I know.
My personal favorite was not an animal. It was the train. I love those little trains.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. We highly recommend the Brevard Zoo if you're ever in that area.
It was one of my favorite school days.
Yes. Mine too.
If you are liking what you're seeing and you would like to help support us, please don't hesitate to check out our Patreon page. There is a link in the description below. For as little as $2 a month, you'll get access to ad-free versions of all of our videos, exclusive content that only members on Patreon get, that shows a little bit more of the behind the scenes of what it's like on Atlas. And if we get 3 new members this week from this video, we will probably even be able to afford someone that knows what they're doing to take over my job in this next segment.
Okay, I've had enough. It's time to cut some of this hair off. And after the salt water and everything that I've done to it over the last few months, it's a mess most days, hence why I never wear it down. What's Matt's turn to be brave and do the snip?
I'm not brave. So you think this
Like
is good?
in the middle, yeah.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. They're not sharp scissors. What?
Woohoo! Oh,
Okay, let's do some model twirls.
that's better.
Something we don't show enough of is just how much time goes into homeschooling.
Yes.
Kim spends hours researching what to teach and how to teach it. But you'd never guess by the hunting and pecking you're seeing going on right now. But today wasn't a typing lesson day, but clearly we need to have another one of those
Yeah, we need
scheduled
to
in the not
revisit.
too distant future. A few days later, it became clear that we were going to get our second hurricane of the season, and it's headed straight for Florida. So it is time to get some prep work done. We actually aren't going to talk about this yet, but know that this gift from my brother is very important. So we are making sure that it is as secure as it can be.
Yeah.
As it gets closer and closer, it actually looks like Helene is going to miss us for the most part by going up the west coast of Florida. But we noticed that our chain is seriously covered in barnacles, and to be able to put out more scope for this hurricane, it's gonna need some serious attention. So that's the downside of staying put for a while in the Indian River. Comes off easy enough, but is it ever nasty?
Yeah.
With all of that done, we think that we'll be just fine. Alright, so today is the big day. Today is the day that Helene is supposed to pass by our latitude on the other side of Florida. It's been pretty windy, but not ridiculously so for us. Hopefully it doesn't result in too much weather for us. It looked like mainly some wind and a bunch of rain for today. We'll see how it goes. Shouldn't be too bad. Alright, so it looks like the next rain band has begun. It's been pretty windy, as you saw a minute ago. It's been pretty windy the whole time, but now it is more windy again, and the rain has begun. Hurricane Helene turned out to be absolutely huge. The tropical storm force wind field was almost 400 miles across. But in the end, it wasn't that big a deal for us.
Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.
Speaking of being ultra famous on the tube, I have to always be looking my absolute best. Luckily, I have my very own hair and makeup team.
Don't smile, it makes it harder. Okay.
Set. Hair and makeup's all complete. We are being so unbelievably miserly
Cheap. Yeah.
that we very seldom go out for dinner this entire summer.
Yeah.
But our good friends on Fresh to Salty won't hear any of that, and they took us out to dinner
Mexican food.
at a fantastic Mexican restaurant. It was so good.
Yes.
And it was a fantastic evening.
It really was.
Big part of that was because we had no idea what we were going to be waking up to in the morning.
Yeah.
Overnight, the risk of the next big hurricane had absolutely skyrocketed. And what's more, it is looking to be huge, powerful, and headed straight for us. I'm so glad that we just cleaned that chain because we need to get the hell out of here. Alright, so sudden change of plans. Yesterday there was some hints of it, but we woke up this morning to most of the weather forecast all saying that there's a relatively good chance that the Gulf is developing fairly quickly into another at least tropical storm, possibly hurricane, and it's looking like it's going to come charging across the Gulf west to east and across the Florida Peninsula. There's some chance that it might be coming right here to Melbourne where we are. Obviously it's got to come all the way across Florida to get here, so that should take the proverbial wind out of its sails a little bit. Based on where we can anchor in Melbourne, we have decided that we are on the move back to Vero Beach. Our friends that have been staying nearby this whole time we've been in Melbourne have also decided to move. They're about an hour or so out in front of us, and we are all headed to Vero, to the marina there, and hoping that that is the right place to go and the right decision for this particular storm. So right now it is Saturday, and we will likely ride out Milton unless something changes in Vero Beach. We did it!
Back to our favorite mooring field.
I guess so. We are now back to Vero Beach City Marina. Is right back over there somewhere. We still aren't saying what this is, but I assure you that it is tied down even better than it was before, now that a major hurricane is on its way. We are going to take the next few days and prep more prep than we've ever prepped. Ever.
We're preppy.
This is a major hurricane on its way. Right now, it's looking like a Cat 5. And it's just north of the Yucatan Peninsula, and it will be here in about 4 days, roughly. So, we are going to do everything we can, including taking the head sail down, tidying up the deck,
Wrapping the main?
Yes, and we're going to fully remove the entire enclosure and bimini roof.
Which we've never done.
No. And so much more.
Yeah.
A strange deal in here without a roof.
Yeah.
Walls and everything. Getting pretty close now. That's one of the last kind of bigger-ish things. Pretty much the only last sort of big thing that we have left to do now is I'm going to use our 6-gallon water jugs to completely fill the tank, the freshwater tanks, and so we're basically full on diesel with 10 gallons extra. We're basically full on gasoline with about 10 gallons extra there as well. And we'll be full on water with 24 gallons extra there. We got one propane tank at about 3/4 and one propane tank at about 1/8. So that I think should be totally fine.
And we have an electric burner.
And we got an electric burner as backup. We got our friends loaned us their generator because ours is kaput again. So we got their generator plus the diesel for power. But it's worth mentioning. We seem fairly happy and jovial right now. But there's been a decent amount of stress. But as this Hurricane Milton has progressed, it's looked very, very bad, and now is looking slightly less bad for where we are here. So I think we'll be okay. The last few days has been incredibly stressful and wildly exhausting.
Yeah. Trying
to decide whether we're going to stay on the boat or get off the boat for this hurricane has been
torturously hard.
Torturously difficult, exactly.
Yeah.
But in the end, we have decided that we are going to stay on the boat. It looks like Hurricane Milton will dissipate some in the Gulf before it makes landfall, and then as it comes across Florida, that should lessen it some as well. And it is looking to go somewhat north of here, kind of Cape Canaveral as sort of the projected track now.
Yeah.
So we think we're going to be okay to stay on the boat here, but we have no idea if that's a huge mistake or not. Well, definitely the rain and the inclement weather has begun. Well, this is quite the ride, holy moly. It's about 1:30 in the morning. We should be approaching the peak of the winds in the next couple hours or something like that. I ended up having to cover the binnacle and everything because of taking the canopy and the enclosure all down and everything. We were getting some water coming down through the binnacle, so I ended up having to totally cover it in garbage bags and umbrella bags and that kind of stuff to try and keep the water out. So I can't actually check the wind speed, but I know locally here in Vero we've seen 70 mile an hour within the last hour or so. I'm not sure exactly what we've seen here on the boat. I suspect it's not quite that much. But it's probably not as far off as I think either. We're all holding together. Arya slept for a little bit, and I slept for a little bit. I don't think Kim slept at all, but now that we're kind of getting into the real intense part, I think pretty much everybody's awake and just along for the ride. Yeah. Oh, that was the other thing. We're not 100% sure. We're going to wait and see what the news says tomorrow. It sounds like we might have had a fairly close call with like a fairly large tornado. Well before all this craziness started, there was a serious amount of rain that went through. And during that storm cell, whatever you want to call it, there was once or twice where there were some seriously strong gusts that make me wonder if that tornado didn't pass closer than I probably actually want to know. But there'll be no way to know till tomorrow. And we'll double check all that stuff in the news and otherwise when we get to tomorrow. In the morning, it became obvious very quickly just how close one of the two tornadoes in Vero Beach had actually come to us. It was more than a little disconcerting. It took a few days for power to come back on at the marina and really on that whole side of town.
Yeah.
So we took that time and put everything on the boat back together again.
Yeah.
Without power, there wasn't really a whole lot else to do. I mean, we had power, but you know, you can only spend so much time on the boat, especially after going through that.
Yeah.
All right, let's go have a look at the destruction ashore. After all of that, we needed to unwind and relax a little bit. So we took ourselves to the beach for the day.
Yeah.
And we even went out for dinner again.
I know. Yay.
And with that, we're going to leave you right there for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate. If you didn't already, please don't hesitate to like this video, subscribe to our channel, comment on anything that you're catching.
Yeah.
Share it. Tell your friends. If you're interested in supporting us in any way, shape, or form, our preference is Patreon. There is a link in the description below. Feel free to check that out if helping us out is something that interests you. We would like to say a special thank you to all of our patrons because we love them dearly.
Yes.
They are amazing. And we also want to say an extra special thank you to the names that you are seeing on screen now for always going the extra mile to make sure that we're safe.
Yeah.
And that we can continue making these videos and continue documenting our adventure journey.
And we're fed.
And that they keep food in our bellies.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. See you next time.
Bye.